chrome. Paint peeling slow. Grandma counting worn out pesos says, mijo, something's gonna blow. Flags fade on the old hotel. Tourists drink their rum and go. Radio talks into accents about a brand new vote. Cuba, 51st state of the sun. Stars and stripes in the Caribbean. Same blue waves, a different anthem. Still the same red in our drum. Busted barrio, kids swap caps, argue calls. One says soon we're buying hot dogs in a big new stadium wall. Street band plays old boleros, slides into something strange. A pledge in a different language, but the hope feels just the same. Dance till the morning. Will abuela save her songs? Can a brand new piece of paper hold a hurt that's old this long? Weaving islands in our heads, farther than the sea is wide. Maybe 50 stars and one more can fit under this tide. Oh yeah! 51st state of the sun, stars and stripes in the Caribbean. Same blue waves, a different anthem, still the same red in our drum. Cuba, 51st state of the sun, side by side on that banner we run. From Havana down to Key West, we rise as 51. Midnight on the rooftop, old flag in my hands, ancient lion on the canvas, facing steel and desert sand. They try to paint our story over with the blacked out lies and chains, but under every burned out poster I still hear our fathers' names. Persia will rise, I swear it. Hear that echo in my bones. From Shiraz streets to the Caspian stones. We're breaking their walls, we bear it. Every scar, every battle cry. You can cage a body, but the soul won't die. in silence, keeping rhythm in their hearts. Hey, for the brothers in prisons, carving dates into the stone. You are not forgotten, you are not alone. Persia will rise, I swear it. Hear that echo in my bones. From terror roofs to the ancient thrones. We're breaking their walls, we bear it. Every tear, every battle cry. You can cage your body, but the soul won't die. Persia will rise. Oh, Persia will rise. We stand together till the falcon flies.
Good morning. Welcome to the NPC show. Deprogramming the world one NPC at a time. I'm your host, Frank. Today is... Oh, let me do this. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Show more. Send to. Oh, that looks a lot better. There we go. Let's do that. Let's do this one. Yeah? Let's see. F2. There we go. All right. Anyways, good morning. Welcome to the NPC show. Deprogramming the world one NPC at a time. I'm host Frank. Today is Sunday, April 12th, 2026. Good morning, guys. How you doing? We have not too long of a show. It looks like a lot. It's just a lot of tabs, but it's a pretty short show. But we have a pretty long watch party because Trump called into Maria Bartiromo's show this morning and gave us some insights on everything that's going on. Yeah, things are getting shaken up a lot right now, okay? The deal did not go through. The deal, oh, that's funny. Look at this. Look at this propagandist over here named Ruby, okay? Comments, all caps. That's always a red flag right there. You see someone writing in all caps, they're probably a paid propagandist. They're taught to do that. That way people will like, oh, notice their post more than anybody else's. But look what they wrote. They wrote, why is Vance's face have that stress? Why is Vance's face have that stress? Yeah. Can you guess what country this person's from? Yeah. It's interesting how many people with bad grammar are so interested in American politics, huh? Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and give you the wheel. There we go. Yeah, we don't need that crap here. We don't need that King Chong crap here. Learn English if you're going to be spreading propaganda in America, asshole. What a loser. What a loser. How about you get a real job? Oh, that's right. Manufacturing is leaving China and going to Vietnam now. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you guys messed with the wrong country. Now. Anyways. What's going on here? All right, cool. So you're banned. How long has he gone for? Life. Got life. Wow. Yeah, that's quite an honor there. Anyways. So he's gone. Good riddance. Hello, sup dog. Good to see you. By the way, you know they're counting the signatures needed to vote for the referendum to leave, for Alberta to leave Canada. A judge blocked it. Yeah, one of your judges blocked it. So I don't know if that's happening anymore. Yeah. Hello, Christian Moore. Good morning. Charlene, Sherry, Barry. Good to see you. Lolcow. Hello to you. Daniel, Pony Girl, Bendy. Michael Akers, Kristen Hopkins, Zombie, good to see you. Painter66, Sherry, Amber, hello to you. Texas Honey, Mary Miles, Mo P, Yanna, good to see you, dear. Thanks for being here. Andrew, Rhoda, good to see you. Look at Joanne dancing it up with her giant titties. Hello to everyone over on Rumble. We've got Mary, Josie, Dixie, Jillian. Thanks for being here. Hello, Josie again. E30. Who else we have? We got Davis Doors. Thank y'all for being here. Hello to everyone over on Fox. So we got Stephanie Sprague. Thank you for hanging out there. What did we watch last night? We watched The Big Wedding on Fox. So that's, by the way, that's where we engage in full-blown piracy. If you guys want to join us over there, we watched The Big Wedding, and the reason why I picked it out was because Becky recommended the movie RV by starring Robin Williams, and it reminded me of his heart surgery thing, right? And how like me and Mary were talking about this trend of like when people get open heart surgery or heart surgery, they kind of like lose themselves. They lose their heart essentially. She actually, I mentioned that about because we were talking about Robin Williams and how he offed himself. because people were saying he was taken out, but I was like, oh no, he had heart surgery. Yeah, generally, it's like, I forget what the numbers. The numbers are staggering. It's like 80% of people who get heart surgery end up getting like becoming very cynical, like, and they have very severe depression or something like that. Oh, by the way, Joanne, I made a 4-year shield. That's the one you have is a 3-year shield. The 4-year shield you'll love. Yeah, it's got to do with being a hen. Yeah. Anyways, thank you very much, Andrew Thompson, for the super sticker. Look at that. Down there, look at that. Thank you very much, Andrew Thompson. Hello, Celia. Good to see you. Hello, Sherry. Achilles. Good to see you. But anyways, yeah, there's a thing about people when they get heart surgery, they kind of become evil. And I don't mean like they're evil, but I mean like they acted out, like they lose their heart. And then she mentioned Mary Mo. This lady right here, she mentioned that she noticed the same thing with David Letterman. Like before his heart surgery, he was a real funny guy, and afterwards he was just a cynical, like a complete asshole. Yeah, so I went through his first of all, I looked up when he had his heart surgery, which was March of 2009, and I looked up his filmography on IMDb. He had 2 releases in 2009, which were probably filmed prior to that, right? Because his surgery was in March. And then he had no movie releases in 2010 and 2 movie releases in 2011. Happy Feet, which is animated, and I didn't want to use that as an example because it's animated, you don't see him. Happy Feet was the first one. The next one was The Big Wedding. Who else was there? Diane Keaton was also in it, as well as Robert De Niro. And yeah, you could totally tell he was not the same him. First movie out of surgery. He played a pastor in that movie, and you would think, oh, a pastor, oh, so you two want to get married? You would think Robin Williams, that's the role they would write for him, right? Ooh, so you two are getting married, huh? Very zany, very fun Robin Williams. No, he was like, oh, so you guys are getting married. That was the kind of role he played. I was like, what the hell? That's not Robin Williams. And it also, another reason why I want to look it up was we in the past have watched The Angriest Man in Manhattan, starring Robin Williams, and he was a real asshole in that movie. And he played the role like very believable, For a zany guy to go play a serious, angry, negative role like that, it's a huge jump. And he pulled it off. Will Ferrell can't seem to do it. Will Ferrell can't see. Will Ferrell he'll have a few like serious roles. We've seen 2, like Everything Must Go. He tries to be a serious person in that one. And then there was the other one we saw the other day, and it just doesn't fly. You saw him as a clown. He's a clown now, and that's it. Hello, Electric Eye. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Jay Knight. Good to see you. Hello, Susan Archer. Good morning. So yeah, that's what we watched last night, and yeah, we did notice. At least I noticed that. I was like, yeah, he wasn't himself. He wasn't the usual Robin Williams, like in Patch Adams. Thank you very much, David Storrs, for the donation. Thank you, David. Every day, keeping the channel alive. You are awesome. Thank you so much. Yay. What is this one? Return from the Middle East. Okay, cool. A battle-damaged Air Force KC-135 tanker, the mid-air refueling thingy. Yeah, it returned home. Okay, cool. So we're gonna cover a lot of that. See, a big shakeup in the Middle East right now. The negotiations did not go well, and I don't know if he's gonna be doing power plant day. I think there's better ways to go about it. Because the people are gonna eat at it. They're gonna suffer from that. You know what I mean? The regime will probably be fine from it. They have their own generators and whatnot, and they get priority fuel, right? So I don't know. I mean, if it has to be done, it has to be done. But I think there's other things we could probably do instead. I wanted to wrap up Iran, but which, by the way, brings us to our poll. How do you feel about the U.S.-Iran war resuming? 55% of you are glad it is resuming. We need a full regime change. I agree about the full regime change. I'd rather do it by not destroying power plants, though, because that's gonna do a lot of harm to the people and the citizens, who realistically we need them alive and healthy for this revolution. We need to get guns to them somehow, and the Kurds have let us down. 22% are worried but supportive. Okay, 10 are indifferent. 12 are upset and prefer peace. Okay, that's understandable. Anyways, hello Sherry, good to see you. Hello Rodney, good to see you. Casanova says my gas hurts my pocket. Yeah, it'll happen. I mean, it's still cheaper than it was last year. You know, hell, I'll tell you this: if we don't get rid of this regime in Iran, they're going to steal another election. They're going to ban oil and petroleum and drilling in America. Gas is going to be $12 a gallon. And then you're going to be even more broke. You're going to be even more upset. You're going to be like, oh, we need Trump back for a third term. And then he's going to be like 96 now and he can't do it anymore. And there's not going to be any other president with the balls to do this. I think Rubio has the balls to do it to Latin America. I don't know if he'd be, obviously he wants to regime change Iran, but there's something about, because he's Hispanic, right? There's something like, for me, I would be all in on regime changing the CCP, getting rid of the CCP, and shoving the U.S. Constitution down the throats of China. I would totally be for it, because that country, that regime has been like the biggest embarrassment to my people. We used to be a great people, very wholesome. Everybody loved us, and now we're pandemic starters, So, anyways, hello, Texas, honey, good to see you. We should have personally provided the stock and not include the Kurds. So the problem is getting that in, right? If we just have our U.S. military walk that in, they'll see it. So they gotta have the Kurds sneak it. The Kurds are a group of people that occupy a fraction of Iran, a fraction of Iraq, and Turkey. That little patch right there. And they blend in, and they will be the ones to do it. And even our Middle Eastern members of our armed forces would stand out. You know what I mean? We don't speak the language. We don't have their mannerisms. They'll sense it. They'll be like, you don't act like any of us. We all hate women, and you're here like you seem respectful to women. We don't like that. They can sense that. You know what I mean? You can always tell who's a rapist, right? Anyways, you guys get what I'm saying. So I don't know. I don't think power plant. Maybe Bridge Day. I don't know. Bridge Day is going to come back to bite us, right? When we want, let's say we do a land operation, and when we want to get to the regime, we need those bridges, right? So we probably don't want to do power plant in Bridge Day. That's just my opinion on it. So I hope that doesn't happen. But controlling the Strait of Hormuz, that's another thing. So hopefully that happens. Anyways, let's get going, guys. We have mostly war stuff, and then our post-show watch party. It's going to be Maria Bartiromo show from today. Trump did make a call in, and she got a lot of good alpha from that. So, anyways, first story of the day: Marco Rubio terminates legal status of family members linked to the 1979 Iranian hostage taker propagandist. Her name is Screaming Mary. Okay, there was basically some sort of false flag event that allowed Iran to take American people hostage at a U.S. embassy. It lasted 444 days. And at some point, for whatever the hell reason, the one member of the family was given asylum in America, given a visa, and then they chain migrated a bunch of people over. They got the visa in 2014, and then they chain migrated a bunch of people in, and Rubio has gotten rid of them. Yeah, good stuff. Go Rubio, we love him. Thank you very much, Tijuana. Tijuana with the super chat says, it cost $19 to fill my motorcycle this morning in San Diego. That's a lot. I thought you were gonna say, $19. That sounds great, but that is a lot for a motorcycle, huh? Yeah, I mean, yeah, California's definitely very expensive. What is it, like $6.50 a gallon out there? Yeah, I'm sorry. Anyways, so Rubio doing good. Next story. A machete-wielding man with numerous prior arrests was popped off by NYPD for slashing 3 elderly people. Look at that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Pop them off. Yeah, you know why? You know why they're opting to pop them off now? Because there's never any justice. Yeah. You'll be lucky. You'll be lucky, though, if the DA and Mamdani doesn't go and arrest you guys and charge the cops for self-defense, right? Self-defense. Anyways. Once that guy's gone, good. That's good stuff. Good shot. Next story. Pennsylvania Secretary Al Schmidt uncovers hundreds of non-citizens on voter rolls in addition to another 11,000 that were previously flagged. Yeah. Boy, I hope you guys are really working on this. I mean, the only states I see really working on this election fraud stuff, Pennsylvania and was it Michigan? Michigan's trying. They got a great journalist, Patty McMurray. She's doing great, but you know, they don't have the government behind them, right? The ruling regime is the one that's doing the cheating. So yeah, so they're finding more stuff, then that's good. I hope the Senate GOP is going to be back in town soon. Are they gone for 2 weeks? 2 or 3 weeks? I forgot how long their little spring break is. I think it's 2 weeks. Next story. Oh, so I've been digging in more into Byron Donalds because he apparently wants to give amnesty to illegals in the United States. I did talk about that. There is a clip that I clipped in on my main channel, either that or on my other channel. I don't remember. Let's see. Is that, nope, that's the shorts channel. Shorts channel here. Is it the clips channel? There it is. Yeah, I got 2 other channels, by the way, guys. And the links are in the description. Frank Show Clips here and Frank's Funny Shorts. Frank Show Clips, you can see here, it's Byron Donald's face, and it says, wants amnesty for illegals. There is an actual clip of him saying exactly that. And he's turned out to be, yeah, by the way, guys, follow those other channels as well. Please give them a follow, ring the bell for notifications, support them, watch every video, watch the whole video, share it out, you know, leave comments, hit the like button, helps the channel a lot. But anyways, been digging in more into Byron Donalds because someone left a comment on my last live stream when I talked about Byron and says that, yeah, he has been actively undermining DeSantis's push to end property taxes. Property taxes, guys. You know that thing that's putting farmers out of business because when they get that like little inheritance tax, they can't seem to be able to afford it. Yeah, basically, more specifically, homesteading tax. But I think he's trying to get rid of it for all of it. I'm not sure, but apparently DeSantis has been pushing to get rid of it, and Byron Donalds has been undermining the whole thing.
So we got to put it on the ballot, and the voters have to approve it. It's a constitutional issue in Florida. It's not something the state derives revenue for. It's a local issue. We're trying to focus on Florida homeowners and their primary resident. People that have Airbnbs or whatever, you know, that's separate. Yeah. But your personal home, you shouldn't rent it from the government. You should own it. And, you know, you're paying taxes for 50 years, but even for young families, it's become very difficult across this country to make ends meet. Wouldn't it be great if they were able to have home ownership without having the burden of property tax that? So that's coming to a ballot near you in November of 2026, and we need 60% of Florida voters to do it. And I think it's going to be very popular, but it's also something that's not an easy bar to reach when you have an election like that. So we got to put it up.
So there's that. This guy named Chris Nelson retweeted something from, I guess a piece from his podcast, and it says he wrote, Byron Donalds is against property tax elimination, which means he wants to keep it. And then he says, we must elect Jay Collins. I had no idea who that was, so I looked him up. Apparently, Jay Collins has called out Byron Donalds about the property tax situation, because here it is. Jay Collins screenshot a thing of Byron Donalds saying he's here proclaiming, Byron Donalds is proclaiming that he wants to get rid of property tax. Okay, and Jay Collins, and this was back in November. The video clip we saw of DeSantis saying that, oh, we're going to put the property tax thing on the ballot, that was October of last year. This is November, okay? Jay Collins called Byron Donalds out and says, you just did a full U-turn on property tax relief. Floridians do not need politicians who wait to see which way the wind blows. Again, Byron Donalds is nothing but an Uncle Tom. He will just do whatever. He'll do and say whatever the people want, and then he'll just follow the orders from the big ups. Okay, but yeah, this is Byron Donalds in November saying Floridians is paying fees to the government just to keep their home. This is wrong. Really? Because you've been undermining DeSantis' push to end property taxes all along. Yeah. So, by the way, Jay Collins is the guy running against Byron. I, for whatever reason, thought it was Casey DeSantis. She might be running. But holy crap, man. Like, I knew there's something wrong with this guy. I'm telling you. Remember when we were talking about the next person running for next black to run for president as a Republican. People were saying Byron Donalds, and I'm like, nah, I like Wesley Hunt better. There was just something about Byron I didn't like, But yeah, and look at the shoes he wears. Who wears sneakers with suits? Kamala Harris does. Boy, these two have a lot in common now, don't they? Anyways, next story. Sabrina Carpenter was playing at Coachella and was rudely interrupted by one of those those Islamists that always these Islamists that when they pray they sound like they're crying, like they're miserable or whatever. Well, one of them was at Sabrina Carpenter's performance at Coachella and just completely interrupted it with her that crying praying that they do. And this is what she responded with.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
I don't like it. That's your culture, is yodeling?
That's your culture, yodeling? Yeah, they canceled the shit out of her for this, by the way. So yeah, if you could find her Twitter, give her a follow, show her some love, show her some support, and tell her, yeah, she has the right to believe, she has the right to her opinions. That'd be great. Unfortunately, she's, by the way, already apologized for it. Because again, who controls her industry is the leftists. Yeah.
Is this Burning Man? What's going on? This is weird.
Is this Burning Man? What's going on? Yeah, nothing but a bunch of screaming hippies there. Yeah. I'm telling you. That industry needs a good douche. How do you cancel someone for that? That wasn't even that bad. You know what I would have said? I would have said, get the hell out of here, you sand Mexican.
The Mexican.
Sand Mexican, and go yodel somewhere else. Yeah? That's what I would have said. I would have been really canceled, right? I probably would have gotten, attacked, physically. But I wouldn't care. Yeah. Anyways, next story. The Bilderberg are setting up for the meeting. The wind keeps blowing down the fencing that they're trying to set up. Let me redo this. The Bilderberg is having their annual meeting at this hotel here. They keep trying to set up this fence, and the wind keeps blowing it down. Yeah. That's Gad trying to tell you what's up, you evil fucks. Yeah, go somewhere else. Go have your little Bilderberger meeting somewhere else. Evil people meeting.
This is beautiful.
Anyways, that's that. Next story. Yesterday, U.S. Navy destroyers were basically scraping the Hormuz Strait to try to find the mines that the Iranian regime claims that they dropped and they can't find. Okay, that's their excuse for not removing it, by the way. So we have our warships doing that. Iran says any attempt by military vessels to transit the Hormuz Strait will be met with strong response. Still waiting on that, by the way. Still waiting on that. Hasn't happened. So in other words, they can't find the mine. That's their excuse. Oh, we don't know. We don't know where to go, essay. We try to get it, and now they're like, nope. Only we can get it. So they're not trying to make a deal. The IRGC also says only non-military vessels are allowed to transit the Hormuz Strait. This is, by the way, before the deal fell through. The deal's already fallen through. So that's off the table now. JD Vance made an announcement yesterday about it, saying that there was no deal after a 21 hours of negotiation. It's not 21 hours straight. They just stopped to take breaks.
We've had a number of substantive discussions with the Iranians. That's the good news. The bad news is...
Did you have something to drink? Are you boozing it up in Pakistan?
We've had a number of substantive discussions with the Iranians.
He's drunk. Substantive discussions. Either that or he's got Tom Holman syndrome, hasn't been chewing gum before a speech.
We've had a number of substantive discussions with the Iranians. That's the good news. The bad news...
You whiteys are so lucky. You guys can get hammered and not look drunk. I drink one beer and I'm glowing red. Yeah. By the way, fun fact is heartburn. If you take a Pepsi AC before you drink, no redness.
Is that we have not reached an agreement, and I think that's bad news for Iran much more than it's bad news for the United States of America. So We go back to the United States having not come to an agreement. We've made very clear what our red lines are, what things we're willing to accommodate them on, and what things we're not willing to accommodate them on. And we've made that as clear as we possibly could. And they have chosen not to accept our terms.
Yeah. So that happened. And by morning time, he basically concluded that meeting, but with they were going to do one more round of negotiations in the morning, Sunday morning. And remember, it's nighttime over there right now, so it's already over, and the U.S. delegation has entirely left. Yeah. So that deal is not happening. So, oh, and by the way, we're still continuing to go ahead and try to clear the mines ourselves. We're going to go do some mine sweeping. And that's what we're doing. That's the plan right now for the Hormuz Strait. In addition to that, we got two very long tweets from Trump this morning. We are going to be, Trump is ordering the Strait of Hormuz shut. Yeah, we're going to see that oil hit $200 easy. Anyways, Trump writes, so there you have it. The meeting went well. Most points were agreed to, but the only point that really mattered, nuclear, was not. Effective immediately, the United States Navy, the finest in the world, will begin the process of blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Hormuz Strait. Oh. At some point, we will reach an all being allowed to go in and all being allowed to go out basis. However, Iran has not allowed that to happen by merely saying there may be a mine out there somewhere, and that they also said only we can remove it, right? No U.S. military there. Anyways, it says there may be a mine out there somewhere that nobody knows about them, but them. This is world extortion. The leaders of countries, especially the United States of America, will never be extorted. I have also instructed our Navy to seek and interdict every vessel in international waters that has paid a toll to Iran. No one who pays an illegal toll will have safe passage on the high seas. That's right, because they are a sanctioned terrorist nation. You cannot do business with them. We also will be destroying the mines the Iranians laid in the straits. Any Iranian who fires at us or at peaceful vessels will be blown to hell. Iran knows better than anyone how to end the situation, which has already devastated their country. Their navy is gone. Their air force is gone. Their anti-aircraft and radar are useless. Khomeini and most of their leaders are dead. 3 regimes now have already been killed, all because of their nuclear ambition. The blockade will begin shortly. Other countries will be involved with this blockade. Iran will not be allowed to profit off this illegal act of extortion. They want money, and more importantly, they want nuclear. Additionally, and at an appropriate moment, we are fully locked and loaded, and our military will finish up the little that is left of Iran. So, by the way, I got another idea for you, Mr. President. This right here is the Bering Strait. Okay, right there, Bering Strait. This right side here, that is Alaska. This left side is Russia. Okay, this is considered international water. And why? Because there's 2 different nations on each side. This strait is split in half. Either country can use this strait, no problem. Okay? Now, if Russia wants to continue supporting Iran and sending them money, resources, drones, then maybe we need to start practicing Iranian maritime law at the Bering Strait. We need to determine who owns that strait, because apparently when there's a country on either side of a strait, one country can control it, right? So I think we need to figure this out. I think we probably just need to duke it out, maybe, and maybe just declare this, the strait, the Bering Strait. It is spelled in English, by the way, the Bering Strait. Declare that an American strait and start taxing everyone for that, charging tolls for that one, and then firing missiles at any hostile nation's ships trying to transit through that. You guys know how valuable the North Atlantic trading route is? Very valuable. A lot of stuff comes from down here, from Japan, from Shanghai, from Korea. They sail north, they go through here, and they go all the way across, all the way to Europe, like that. They make their stop in Russia. They go to Finland, Sweden. Yeah, very valuable passage right there. Also, is another reason why Trump wants Greenland, because guess what we get to do, right? We get to go like this, all the way to Sweden, right? So, again, the Straits, international maritime law. Okay, 150 miles out from where your land ends. Naturally formed land, by the way. No artificial islands do not count. Naturally formed land. Okay, 150 miles out is your economic area, which China impedes on anyways in other countries. Which is why this is split in half. I believe it's like 60 miles from here, 40 miles from here to here. So they split the land, they split the water, the economic exclusion zone, EEZ. They split it right down the middle. But according to Iran, we need to determine who owns this. And Russia definitely is supportive of Iran. So we need to enact that policy here, is what you guys to do. Okay? You guys got to do that. Because, holy crap. By the way, you guys know that Hawaii is part of Russia? Look at this. That's Russia, right? This is Hawaii. It's an island chain, right? And at some point it ends. Oh, there's no island here, but it is here, right? So these islands are basically underwater mountains, okay? But look at this water chain. It goes all the way to Russia. Yeah. Unfortunately for Russia, they don't have a robust enough of an army to claim this as their land. So, that's ours. That's ours because they insist on giving all their money to Tim Pool instead. Because propaganda will get you more territory, right? Why didn't you just have Tim Pool proclaim Ukraine as a state of the Soviet Union? Then you would have just had it. You would have just had a new province, a new state, whatever you want to call it. You would have had a new state, and you wouldn't have to go to war, because Tim Pool, huh? Next story. President Trump was on Maria Bartiromo's show this morning. We're going to watch the whole interview over on Rumble later. But he was asked, tell us what you're trying to accomplish with this blockade in the Hormuz Strait. Here we go.
Tell us what you're trying to accomplish with this blockade,
all in,
sir.
All out. Yep. It's called all in and all out. There'll be a time when we'll have them all come in and all come out. But it won't be a percentage. It won't be a friend of yours, like a country that's your ally or a country that's your friend. It's all or nothing. And that won't be in too long a distance. No, we're just bringing the ships up. We got a lot of ships, so we're bringing them up. We think that numerous countries are going to be helping us with this also, but we're putting on a complete blockade. We're not going to let Iran make money on selling oil to people that they like and not people that they don't like or whatever it is. It's going to be all or none, and that's the way it is. And it'll be, you saw what we did with Venezuela. It'll be something very similar to that, but at a higher level.
Tell us.
Yeah. Hey, Janie, good to see you, dear. Thank you for the super chat. Janie says, thank you, dear. Janie says, good day, Frank. Had to listen at super speed to catch up to live. Happy to catch you live. Been a minute. Thank you for being here, dear. Thank you. Happy baking. Yeah, so we're going to watch this entire interview when we get over to Rumble, okay? Next story, because of copyrights. Trump is reiterating threat to destroy Iran energy infrastructure if no deal is reached. Personally, let me tell you what I would do. Okay, since we're dead set on liberating the Hormuz Strait, okay, take that area. I know it's going to be difficult, but we need to get control of that area, okay? And I'm talking both sides of the strait. Get our people on both sides of that strait. Yes, that doesn't mean boots on the ground. I'm sure we can take oceanfront. Okay, it won't be too difficult. Take that. Okay, and then that's going to be your avenue to give weapons to the Iranian citizens. Okay, since the Kurds don't want to do it, we can do it ourselves. Okay, we don't need to do a full land invasion ourselves all the way to Tehran. We just got to take the ocean front. Okay, which apparently they don't even have much of a defense going on right now. Yeah. There are ships sneaking by. There are ships turning off their transponder and sailing through the Hormuz Strait, and they're not being harmed at all. So, it's a little difficult when they don't have guidance systems, right? Next story. Iranian guards say that the Strait of Hormuz traffic is under full control. They also threatened to trap enemies in a deadly vortex of Hormuz. I'm like, okay, well, we're waiting. People have been transiting. We see the flight radar, ship radar, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Next story. Trump threatens China with a 50% tariff if it helps the Iranian military. We know that both China and Russia have been heavily providing for Iran. The drones are almost entirely made by Russia. They match exactly the same ones that are being fired in Ukraine, which is why the Ukrainian anti-drone drones have been purchased by the Middle Eastern countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain. They're all using Ukrainian technology right now. So, good stuff there. Trump was asked about China arming Iran. He downplayed the reports of China arming Iran, but warned any confirmed weapon shipments would trigger steep tariffs. 50% to be exact.
Said the other day that any country that supports Iran and sends military equipment to Iran will face a 50% tariff if they try to bring products. Did you refer to China? Did you mean China?
Yes, and other people, but yes, China too.
Okay.
If we find that China, because I hear news reports, so a news report doesn't mean much to me because they're so fake, but I hear news reports about China giving the shoulder missiles, what's called a shoulder missile, anti-aircraft missile. I doubt they would do that because I have a relationship and I think they wouldn't do that, but maybe they did a little bit at the beginning, but I don't think they would anymore. No. But if we catch them doing that, they get a 50% tariff, which is that's a staggering amount.
You said the other...
Leanne says, why is Maria always yells? I have no idea why she's always yelling. Yep. She hasn't aged a day, I'm telling you. Like one of the few women on TV that she's never aged. She looked exactly like that when I was a kid. I used to watch her on CNBC. She used to be a finance money person. Next story. Trump says Chinese cars are destroying Europe because they are taking away business from Mercedes and BMW and Volkswagen, right? And Trump says we don't have Chinese cars in our country.
A very good relationship with China, and they've been doing I put tremendous tariffs. I put 100% tariff on all Chinese cars coming in, and that's destroying Europe. They're destroying Europe because they're taking away so much business from Mercedes and BMW, etc. And we don't have any Chinese cars in our country because they would have destroyed General Motors, Ford. They would have destroyed these companies if they did it. So I put 100% tariff on, and in all fairness to Biden, he allowed it to stay on, which is shocking to me.
Right.
It's one of the things. It's about the only thing he did good. But
yeah, you know why? You know why Biden kept the 100% tariff on Chinese cars? Because the UAW supported him. Yeah, United Auto Workers. Next story. This is part 2 of Trump's. So remember, this is the one I read earlier. His tweet about Iran, and he had a follow-up to it. He quote tweeted that and added this. He wrote, Iran promised to open the Strait of Hormuz and they knowingly failed to do so. This caused anxiety, dislocation, and pain to the many people and countries throughout the world. They say they put mines in the water even though all of their navy and most of their mine droppers have been completely blown up. They may have done so, but what ship owner would want to take the chance? There is great dishonor and permanent harm to the reputation of Iran and what's left of their leaders, but we are beyond all of that. As they promised, they better begin the process of getting this international waterway open. Yes, international strait, just like the Bering Strait. And if Russia disagrees with that, we can duke it out with them and decide who owns the Bering Strait. Okay? I've been fully debriefed by VP Vance, Special Envoy Witkoff, and Jared Kushner on the meeting that took place in Islamabad through the kind and very competent leadership of Field Marshal Asim Munir and Prime Minister Shakalaka Ding Dong of Pakistan. They are very extraordinary men and continuously thank me for saving 30 to 50 million lives in what would have been a horrendous war with India. Yes, I'm glad they're not fighting anymore either. He also says, I always appreciate hearing that the amount of humanity spoken of is incomprehensible. He also writes, the meeting with Iran began early in the morning and lasted throughout the night, close to 20 hours. I could go into great detail and talk about much that has been gotten, but there is only one thing that matters. Iran is unwilling to give up its nuclear ambitions. In many ways, the points that were agreed to are better than us continuing to our military operations to conclusion. Oh, okay, so at least they agreed not to do that. But what do we get out of it is the question. Huh? So this part again. In many ways, the points that were agreed to are better than us continuing our military operations to conclusion. Okay, so that's good. That means we're not doing the power plant and the bridges day. I'm not a fan of that, to be honest with you. The starving Iranians are not going to they're not going to do a very good rebellion, okay? We need the people to be well fed and well rested. He also adds, but all of those points don't matter compared to allowing nuclear power to be in the hands of such volatile, difficult, unpredictable people. My 3 representatives, as all of this time went by, became not surprisingly very and respectful of. Okay, you need a new writer. You know what's funny? People accuse Trump of using AI to write this. AI would not write this dog shittily, okay? AI would most certainly not use hyphens in place of commas there. Okay, that's, I don't know where they're teaching that, but Jay Valentine, a very great journalist at the Gateway Pundit, also does that. Hyphens everywhere. It drives me crazy. But apparently there's another person. Maybe Jay Valentine's the guy writing for Trump right now, right? I don't know. Anyways. He says, my 3 representatives, very friendly and respectful of Iran's representatives, but that doesn't matter because they were very unyielding as to the single most important issue. As I have always said right from the beginning and many years ago, Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. So that's going to resume, which, by the way, brings us to our poll of the day. I asked, how do you feel about the U.S.-Iran war resuming? 51% of you says glad we need full regime change. Okay, cool. But I hope I hope whatever he said here means we're not doing power plant and bridge day. We don't. That's not. That's going to hurt our foot soldiers, our uprising more than the regime, in my opinion. Anyways. What else is there? 27% he said worried but supportive. 77% he said indifferent, and 14% he said upset and prefer peace. Yeah, I was hoping that they would wrap this up, and that they would agree to step down and have elections, and there would be a complete a regime dismantle, and they can move forward and go back to the way they were 48 years ago. Why? Because we have other countries to take care of. We still got to deal with Cuba. We still got to deal with Colombia. We're working on Ecuador right now. We still got to deal with Nicaragua. We haven't even started in Nicaragua. And then we got to do Mexico last. Mexico for last, right? Yeah, they're the big one. That's the big cartel right there that we got to deal with. So I was hoping to, move on and deal with that, because we don't know if Rubio's going to win, right? If Rubio doesn't win, we'll never get rid of the Latin American cartels. So, next story. Oh, Nigeria. The U.S. has evacuated embassy staff and families in Nigeria. They say it's amid Islamist violence against Christians. I hope this means that we are planning to bomb them soon, because I'm sick of this shit. Okay? We literally pummeled Iran, and you guys are still going around slaughtering Christians for Easter. Yeah. So hopefully, this is a war I want more than the Iranian one. I'm willing to just leave Iran as it is right now. They're already been sent back 20 years. They're going to take 20 years to rebuild whatever the hell we destroyed. Not to mention that we've reshaped, we've redrawn the lines of all the allies. Okay, all of a sudden, all the Middle Eastern allied Islamic countries are on Ukraine's side, and not Russia's side anymore, because Russia's providing for Iran, and Iran's firing missiles at all of them and ruining all of their tourism. They're losing billions of dollars every month on that shit. So we already have technically we have had a regime change, right? All we have to do is slaughter 3 administrations in Iran, enough so that they pissed off all their friends, and we literally regime changed those 5 very wealthy oil nations and made them allies of Ukraine. That's a huge shift. You know what I mean? That's 5 very wealthy countries that probably will not join BRICS anymore. Anyways, So that's some updates out of Nigeria. Hope that happens. I'm excited about it. You know? Next story. Mark Carney did some speech and he says this.
The days of our military sending 70 cents of every dollars to the United States are over.
What are you going to do, Carney? Buy China's military equipment? You know, the stuff that doesn't work? You know, the stuff that lands completely intact and doesn't blow up? You guys heard of that? Pakistan, when they were fighting with India, were using missiles from China. And they were landing, boom, in India, fully intact, never detonated. Yeah, they're selling duds. Yeah. In a critical time like a war, you need your shit to work. And their shit did not work. Yeah. Which thankfully now Pakistan's going to be buying American equipment now that we made a deal with them. Yeah. We invest money to build up their oil infrastructure so they can start piping out oil and selling it. And we own half of it, and they use the revenues from that oil to buy our U.S. military equipment. That's a great deal. Huh? Our great allies, Pakistan, all of a sudden. That's weird, right? That's a weird one. So, yeah, so Canada's threatening that. We already know where they're going to get their military equipment from. It's going to be China, and it ain't going to work. Yeah. China is a country that they decided, oh, we're going to skip Generation 5 fighter jets and just go right to 6. Yeah. How are you going to build 6 when you can't even build 5? What a dumb country, right? Yeah. They could not replicate the F-22 Raptor. They could not. They had spies in our military, stole the technology, and still couldn't do it. Yeah. They could not do. And by the way, that's like a 30-year-old jet. 30, is it 30-year-old? What year did it come out? We started selling it. Oh no, we don't sell that one. We sell the 35. But it's been around for decades. They stole it a long time ago. Still can't replicate it. Neither can Russia. We're the only country with the Generation 5 stealth fighter, and we've had the Generation 6 for 5 years now. You remember when Trump announced the F-47? He actually stated that it had already been in service for 5 years. So we had the F-47 as far back as 2020. Yeah. So they are far behind us. But you can buy more pink submarines if you want, Canada. You know, we love it. We love submarines that stand out underwater so we know where to hit. So we don't think it's a whale, you know. Anyways, the F-22s are 19 years old. Interesting. And they still can't copycat it, huh? You guys ever seen there's a satellite image of an F-117 Nighthawk? Let's see, F-117 Nighthawk in China. They stole one. I don't know how they got it. Some crooked military deal here. But yeah, I don't know if this is something that they stole. Open image in new tab. I don't know if this is an actual one that they stole or if they were trying to copycat us. Like they stole the schematics and tried to make it themselves. But this is in China. Yeah. So that's our first stealth fighter right there. Anyways. Even before the B-2 Spirit, this one right here. Yeah. Next story. Canadian judge pauses the certification of the results of the citizens' petition for independence of Alberta. So Alberta went out and collected 177,000 signatures just to get a referendum added to their ballot this October so that they can vote to leave Canada. And the judge completely blocked it. They're not allowed to count the signatures. Yeah. Awful, huh? Yeah, that sucks. See, Achilles is saying F-22 came out in the 90s. Yeah, I heard it'd been in service since the 80s. And we'd only announced it 22 years ago, which is what Christar, 19 years ago, which is what Christar is referring to. But we don't sell the 22, I believe. Japan wants to buy the 22 because it can carry a larger payload than the 35. But we don't sell it. So, anywho, next story. You guys remember when Trump ended USAID and I was telling you guys, oh yeah, USAID was just a vehicle to fund the organizations that are coming into our chat spreading propaganda like this guy over here with his broken English. Where's his name? Look at this. Look at this dork. Yeah, Ruby Colvin, right? He was looking at the thumbnail of the stream, and he said, "Why is Van's face had that stress?" And I wrote, "Why is you cannot speaking the English?" Wow. So again, these NGOs, these foreign organizations, who make a living spreading anti-American propaganda, pro-China propaganda, pro-Iranian, pro-Russian propaganda. Some of this money's probably going to pay Tim Pool, as he got caught with Tenet Media and Benny Johnson, by the way. Caught badly and banned. The Tenet Media got banned from YouTube for spreading adversarial nation propaganda. Well, that's way worse than foreign propaganda, guys. You guys think Israeli propaganda is bad. Adversarial nation propaganda is worse, okay? This guy's doing worse than what Israel's doing. If you guys are not on board with what Israel's doing, Tim Pool and Benny Johnson spreading anti-Ukrainian propaganda for Russia for $400,000 a week. Yeah, so that's what they got caught doing. Anyways, that funding is going to be resuming, though, because the EU has filled it. The EU has filled the funding in which they lost from USAID. So now you know why the EU is finding all the American tech companies so much, because they need money for their propagandists on the internet. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's going on there. Next story. In Ireland, they've been protesting. They're against the fuel tax. They're also against the carbon tax. It's been driving up the cost of everything. And they have sent not just the army, but also, I guess this is like their National Guard, to come in to stop the protest. I've heard they've had a hell of a time trying to get rid of all of them, by the way, because apparently even the people have joined these protests and they can't stop it. And that's how you do it. Okay, if you have a government that is selling you out, you stop working for that government and you burn everything. Okay, if your government wants to be communist, you do the same thing. And guess what we're going to do after you're done burning it all down? We're going to give you asylum, but only if you're firstly born in Ireland, okay, preferably light skin, and are conservative and share our values. Okay, First Amendment, Second Amendment, Bible. Next story. This is a bizarre video. There's some videos of
no, seriously, can someone
people in give me a second, hold on. This is an odd video. No, there's apparently lots of cars driving around in Las Vegas with no license plates. There's one right there. There's another one right there. And this guy here says that he sees it every day in Las Vegas. Yeah.
I see about 20 single day.
Where?
Every single day, I see about 20 cars that are driving with no license, no registration. I'm not no op. I don't care. I'm just wondering why they feel so safely doing so.
That's interesting, huh? It could be terrorists when you think about it, right? I don't know if you guys know this, but there's lots of traffic cones. You know those traffic barrels that are normally filled with water? They have cameras in there that actually detect license plates and whatnot. That's why you see wires on the bottom. They're running electricity to those water barrels, and they track license plates of cars going all over the country. If you're seen going from parts of the country to another part of the country, like for whatever reason, they start like paying attention to you and stuff like that. Yeah. Because that's, a lot of the terrorists do that. Remember the guys who went to go pop off people who are participating in a Draw Muhammad contest in Texas, which is heavily guarded by armed Texans, and they killed them. But those two guys were from Tucson. Yeah. Anyways, next story. Off to the headlining story. Swalwell's sexual assault victim sits down with CNN and recounts the horrific details of the alleged rape.
Watch
Good
what
Lord. Yeah, I had to push all the Swalwell stuff to the end because we do have a sax tape. It's not very graphic, but you do kind of see up her skirt. So we're not going to play that on YouTube. We're going to have to watch that on Rumble, okay? She is wearing panties, but I think that's still a violation on YouTube. So I don't want to chance it. So we're going to go look at that when we get there. We're going to go to Rumble for that. And we're also going to watch Trump's interview with Maria Bartiromo. Anyways, here's the witness. Here's the victim. Here's one of Swalwell's victims here.
decided to ask him to meet me for a drink. And I did this because I was so far removed from what had happened in 2019. I felt safe because I was established, I had a partner, I felt more secure that I could have a strictly professional relationship with this person. After that bar closed, we went to another. I went to the bathroom and I don't remember anything after that.
You don't remember anything?
I remember the next day, I can see flashes of that evening of
he roofied her.
Him on top of me pushing him off, him grabbing me. It was a lot more aggressive. It was aggressive.
Did you say no?
Yes, I said no. In my flash that I can recall, I was pushing him off of me saying no.
And what did he do?
He didn't stop.
He didn't stop. And you woke up the next morning.
I woke up the next morning naked, alone in his hotel room. I, for a moment, didn't even know I was in his hotel room. That's how intoxicated I was. And I called my mom, the only person I could think that could help me.
And we were able to corroborate that by speaking with friends and family she confided in, reviewing photos and screenshots of contemporaneous text messages. And we also reviewed a message from her medical provider the week after she received the pregnancy and STD tests, calling her a, quote, survivor.
Wow. A whole lot more to this, by the way. His career is in shambles. Senior staffers from his own congressional office in D.C. and staffers from his gubernatorial campaign released a statement denouncing him as abhorrent. Yeah, he's lost the support of even his own circle. This would be on par with, like, you know, the whole Trump admin, everyone who helped him campaign. We're talking Carolyn Leavitt, we're talking Kellyanne Conway. Everyone just denouncing Trump for something he did. Yeah, it's a big deal. Apparently, Katie Porter is more powerful than we thought, right? Katie Patati. Yeah. This is their statement here. I'm not going to read all of it, but they're like, oh, he's abhorrent. Yeah, we got it. We believe. What is this? Illinois woman accused of stealing $1 million from employer. Okay, that's not news. It's too local. Trump on China. Oh, wow. Let's go take a look at that real quick. Before we move on, let's go. Actually, I'll save it for tomorrow. It's fine. It's not urgent anyways. Okay, so that's interesting. We'll pull that up. Next story. Swalwell has been abandoned by every single endorser he had for the California gubernatorial race. Yeah, that's a bad little accusation there, buddy. I don't know who Katie Porter is, but she's doing a pretty good job pushing this guy out. Katie Porter, she has the face of Robin Williams, and she's the one who was like get out of my fucking shot, because they're walking around in the background, you know. Anyways, let's go to that real quick. Here we go. Eric Swalwell reportedly lost all of his major endorsements in the California governor's bid.
His campaign for California governor appears to be in free fall, with the congressman losing all of his major endorsements.
Sydney Wyan says Katie Porter is nuts. She is, and that's why I think California deserves her. Let's be honest, the Republican is not going to win, okay? When it's Katie Porter versus Republican, again, I don't even know his name because I didn't even bother remembering it. When they go head to head in November, obviously I'm going to be against Katie Porter, but I think it would be entertaining to watch her run California.
Campaign for California governor.
She ain't polite like Karen Bass, you know?
Appears to be in free fall, with the congressman losing all of his major endorsements within the span of about 24 hours. Swalwell has given no public indication that he'll drop out of the race, but Republican candidate for governor Steve Hilton says he's heard that soon could be happening.
He is going to be dropping out. That's not confirmed yet, but that's what's coming into me from the Democrats, who are sick of this guy because he is embarrassing them.
Meanwhile, this could also become a criminal matter, with 4 women coming forward with accusations of sexual misconduct, and at least one of them alleging that Swalwell sexually assaulted her while she was too intoxicated to consent. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office confirming they are investigating, telling Fox News, "We urge survivors and anyone with knowledge of these allegations to contact our Special Victims Division, our especially..."
Katie Porter's telephone number right there. I'm kidding.
Trained prosecutors, investigators, and counselors are well equipped to help you in a trauma-informed, survivor-centered manner. But in a post on X Friday night...
Well, so there are 4 women accusing him, and they're all his staffers. Wow. Wow.
The congressman denied the accusations and suggested that this might have been politically motivated.
These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They're absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened, and I will fight them with everything that I have. They also come on the eve of an election where I have been the front-runner candidate for governor in California.
California's primary is coming up? Oh.
There's been condemnation from both sides of the aisle. Prominent Democrats, including former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
I mean, he already got all the early votes, right? Imagine if he wins. From early voting, early cheating, I should say.
Pelosi have been pulling their support and calling on Swalwell to exit the California governor's race. California Governor Gavin Newsom calling the allegations deeply troubling. Meanwhile, Republican Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna making it clear that she wants Swalwell out of Congress.
Yes, Anna Paulina Luna is going to be, she's announced that she's going to be filing a motion to expel Eric Swalwell. I don't think it'll pass because, again, the uniparty always protects each other. This is also why Ilhan Omar did not get censured. This is why Rashida Tlaib did not get censured. This is why we, for whatever reason, cannot get the files to investigate Ilhan Omar. And we also will not have an expulsion of Eric Swalwell. She just has to do it so that people don't say, look, Congress isn't doing anything. Anna Luna is. Unfortunately, Congress is a bunch of bitches. They're not going to go with it. They all cover for each other.
I want to play a soundbite. It is a former comment from Eric Swalwell pertaining to Justice Kavanaugh. And as I mentioned, there is a standard, innocent until proven guilty. Everyone deserves an investigation. But with Kavanaugh, he had a much different perspective. Listen to this.
For Brett Kavanaugh's sake, if he is innocent, I hope tomorrow he opens his statement and says, you know what? Bring in all the victims, allow them to be heard, allow them to be questioned. That will clear his name if he's indeed innocent.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
So should the victims be given a platform in Congress or somewhere to speak?
By the way, you know the person who was accusing Kavanaugh? There are photos of her at frat parties, topless, passed out on tables. On top of the table, like laying down like that. No shirt, no top on.
You know what? I actually am publicly calling for those victims to present my office and other offices with information, because shortly after they came forward with these allegations, his attorney sent cease and desist. He then made that public video. And I do believe that unless they present the evidence to us directly, he's going to try to use his money that he fundraised off of for his gubernatorial to try to fight them out in court. But ultimately, yes, they deserve a platform. They deserve to be heard. You heard what Flotus actually just said recently, even regarding the Jeffrey Epstein victim. So I believe that this is the same standard of transparency that's needed. And ultimately, I hate having to be kind of the hall monitor of Congress, if you will, but it's gotten really bad, Kaylee. I can also share that at the end of the month, Sheila McCormick, the Democrat that stole $5 million of FEMA funds, is...
That's hilarious. Linus, you know, Linus Sebastian from Linus Tech Tips. He's out in Vancouver. They had EV charging stations at his office, and thieves stole it. Yeah. Keep voting liberal, Linus. We know you're LPC. I know you're LPC.
Going to be brought up on a motion to expel, so if she does not resign beforehand, we will expel her. But Eric has an option. I'm going to bring this vote next week. If Democrats want to protect this type of garbage, I wouldn't recommend it, but they're going to be put on the board for that. I'm tired of this. I'm not going to serve with these sexual deviants. That's not what Congress is all about. And I think that we need to focus on the business of the American people, and it doesn't include this stuff, so let's get rid of them.
Good stuff. And next, oh yeah, so Farmer Bro Martin Shkreli obtained the video, a new video, another one, guys. This is not the rape accusations, okay? There's actual video. It's not very graphic, but the last one I can't play on YouTube because you do see upper skirt. And I don't want to get in trouble for that in case that's a violation. But apparently, this guy, along with 2 other dudes, were in a hotel room having a good time with a prostitutizzles, my nizzles. Montecrili tweeted out, he writes, I need to speak to someone from the Eric Swalwell campaign. I received a video of him being intimate with a woman who does not appear to be his wife and would like a comment before posting. Yeah. That video is right there. But there's another one that's a little bit longer than this time. We're going to watch over on Rumble. I'm not going to play this though, but count the legs. Here's Swalwell. Here are his 2 stubby legs, right? She is not wearing jeans. She's wearing a dress, but there's another leg here with jeans on it. So there's and right here you can see his knee right there, his left knee. So there's 2 more legs here, and then there's the person filming. Yeah. So gonna watch that when we get over to Rumble. Jack Posobiec was the one who tweeted out the one that's a little bit longer. But they are making a stink of this. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We already got the rape accusations, right? But apparently, Katie Patati, she really wants a nomination. She's trying to destroy Swalwell. Probably a little too late on this. You're supposed to release damning info 3 weeks prior. This is the weekend prior. People have already early voted. You know, the ballot harvesters have already been doing their thing. And yeah, now I don't know. He still might win this nomination, right? Yeah. You guys remember when Steve Bannon helped Trump bring the victims of Bill Clinton into the little presser, that room where they were about to have the debate or whatever? And Steve Bannon organized for them to testify about their being raped by Bill Clinton at that event before it happened. That was 3 weeks prior. Yeah. So, anyways, see, good timing. Timing's everything, Katie Patati. Anyways, so here's the other video. We're gonna watch this. I paused it at the frame where her knees are, where his knees blocking her crotch. But she's wearing panties. But I don't want to play it on YouTube because I get in trouble. Guys, hit the like button and share the stream out. If you don't mind, leave lots of comments. And I got 2 other channels, Frank's Show Clips as well as Frank's Funny Shorts. Please give those channels a follow as well. Hit the like button on those when you watch every video, watch the whole video, share them out, ring the bell on those channels for notifications so you can help me out there if you can. We are going to go over to Rumble right now. Cash App, buy me a coffee, subscribe to our on Patreon are ways you can support the channel. You can also become a member like Random Yank and Achilles there. And it's $3 a month, helps keep the channel alive. You can also do that on Rumble. It's called the subscription there. That's what they call their memberships. It's $5 a month, but you'll get access to our Rumble Premium Hangouts, where we talk about food and pets. So I'll see you guys over there. Goodbye, YouTube. Have a great day. We're going to look at some panties now. If I don't see you there, see you tomorrow. Bye, YouTube.